Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinglife.com. You're joining me on board good old Tilly, my humble narrowboat home, on what is not part of the incredible heatwave we are meant to be having this week. As you can see, it is incredibly misty, and well, I'm just about to go and collect some wood that's going to be delivered by my granddad. And I've said before that it's been very useful to have a landscape gardener in the family, because it means that there's a good supply of wood that I can get access to, as well as obviously, like I've said and like I've seen in the past, going out and cutting and collecting. But he's going to be dropping the wood off just around the corner there, and I wonder, do I want to carry the bags by hand back up the muddy path, or are we going to go in something a little easier to fetch back up? Right, I think it's time to hop into a kayak to go and collect wood. Now that sounds like a good plan to me. Because it's misty, you know, I think I'm going to even, for argument's sake, stick one of these super bright bike lights on the front. As I'm sure you can imagine, it is extremely cold today, so I definitely don't want to be falling in, so I'm going to take this nice and easy, but it's got to be said, this is just about the best way I can imagine doing these simple day-to-day tasks. And as I've now figured out a way I can use a bike lock on the kayak, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do all sorts of little trips down into shops and things like that as time goes on. Don't know if you can make out the Canada geese just over there. Oh, this is just about taking the biscuit when it comes to general sort of the ideal boat life. There really is something fantastic and incredibly eerie about being out here today. I can't explain how cold my hands are already. Luckily though, we are, when I say going only around the corner, just heading to just the bridge past these two boats here. So we've got a good bag of wood on the front, a good bag of wood on the back, and before it floats off, I'm going to hop back in and we'll head back down where we came from. I'm in and we're still floating, so this is going to be a very, very careful trip back now. Right, let's get these gloves on and get on the way. So you might be able to see Tilly just at the very distance in the haze there, and it's got to be said that this is pretty much the simplest, easiest and certainly the lightest work wood delivery that I have ever been involved in, and it's very nice to have such a quiet, calm, still canal just for general kayaking too. Anyway, just thought I'd share these moments with you. We've successfully made it back to the side of the boat. I'm going to reach across and grab this fender now so that we don't float off while I'm talking. Now the real trick is getting the wood off here onto the deck without somebody or something ending up in there. That trip was definitely a very cautious, slow trip on the kayak compared to sometimes. I feel very much like I had a lot more momentum and a certain amount of, I don't know, extra depth in the water, I would say. So it's been a very cautious trip up until now. We've got the kayak nicely locked up out on the deck, dripping dry, all good. And of course we've now got two new bags of wood under the front cover there, and that, my friends, is how we stay warm. So then, I hope you've enjoyed this random moment of boat life. These are the sort of moments that people ask me for more of, and thought I'd try a nice short video for a change instead of boring you with another 10-minute monologue. And I think it's time to wrap things up, so I'll say thanks for watching, make sure you subscribe and like the Facebook page, all the usual stuff. Of course, as always, check out my two books about narrowboat life, The Narrowboat Lad and The Narrowboat Lad Living the Dream. And until the next time, feel free to add me on Facebook, Twitter, all that sort of stuff. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around soon. Farewell.